Hello my friends, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're ready for another YouTube video from your old buddy, DW20. We're back here playing some DW20 1.12 modded Minecraft, and man, you know we're having a good time. That is for sure. And for certain, there is absolutely no question about it. Man, we've got bee stuff to do today, but before we get working on that, you can see I'm holding some sorceress drones in my hand here. I want to take you over here and show you these farms. Man, I tore down the big farm, and I decided to convert these guys into two individual farms. It makes like item processing a lot easier. Let me just take you down here and show you what automation I've got going on. It's not perfect yet, but we'll work on it as we need to. Okay, so this right here is our peat bog farm, and I've got a couple things. First of all, I have an iron chest with a reinforced servo coming out of this. I've got nothing in the filter or anything because this is where I put my bog earth, right? I throw all my bog earth in there. It pulls it out and puts it in the farm. Simple as that, right? Not a whole lot of craziness there. This guy right here is a reinforced servo that just pulls items out of the farm and puts them in here. And it puts peat and dirt, right? So that's the harvest from the farm. So what I'm going to do eventually, I haven't done it yet, but we'll get it going, is I'm going to take this dirt, extract it, mix it with sand, and make more bog earth and just cycle it around, right? So that's one of the components we need for bog earth. The other one is water and sand, which we're in the desert, so we have tons and tons of that. So my idea is to pull dirt out of here, run it through some processes, some crafting processes, and stick it back in over here, right? It's going to work like the dream. Don't worry. So that's that one. And essentially down here for the Ender farm, we've got the exact same setup. Same deal, right? So Ender lilies end up in this chest, which get pulled out and put back in the farm. And then all the output of the farm, which happens to be Ender pearls and Ender lilies, come down here. Now, one thing that I've got this thing set up... No, are any of these set up? No. Okay. I will, as soon as I get a harvest from the farm, I'll put Ender lilies here. So it will pull Ender lilies out of this farm and run them through there. And they'll cycle through. And then I've just got my power conduit running the length of the farm. And then fluid pipe from Immersive Engineering with my pump down here. Same setup as we had in the last episode. But now we were essentially running two farms. I was thinking, I kind of like these farms, man. I'm down. I'm down with these farms. And it's something that actually, I didn't bring enough Ender lilies with me. I think we'll get some extra ones and we'll be okay. We haven't harvested anything from this guy yet. I just got it set up a few minutes ago. But I was thinking, in one of my, I think it was my Fullcraft series, I had a bunch of, I had like all my bees set up in sort of like a honeycomb shape. And I think that might be okay. So we've got like, this is one of the honeycombs, this is the other one, and I can maybe put, I don't know, maybe put one there, and then maybe in the middle, and we'll sort of have like a honeycomb little shape going there. And we're going to build like a building to go over top of that, probably put glass on the top of it. It's going to look awesome, don't worry. And then we'll have all the infrastructure stuff underneath the ground so we can't see it. I like those. And this is probably all the peat I'll ever need, and eventually we can swap this out and put something else in here if we want to. Man, we're going to get stacks on stacks of Ender pearls out of this farm. Man, we're going to be set. No more issues whatsoever needing Ender pearls. Hee. And the reason we've got a peat bog farm here, if you don't know, you can take peat, smelt it, and it turns into ash, and then you can take a piece of apatite ore surrounded by 8 ash, and you get 16 fertilizer. So essentially double the fertilizer you get. And we can do other stuff with peat, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what. I mean, we can put it in a I know we can put it in what am I trying to say? We can put it in a like steam dynamo, for example. It'll burn in there. We can burn it as fuel. I guess that's what I was saying. We can turn it into ash for sure. Furnace generator, overclock generator runs. Oh my goodness, 2000 RF. And it runs for 0.05. So, man, it's so quick. A crazy overclock generator. So we could do some stuff there. We could definitely put it in some steam dynamos. And maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just generate a little extra power out of our peat farm. As long as we get some ash. Do we get ash as a byproduct? by chance from here? No. It just turns it into energy. 20,000 RF per piece of peat. That's not bad. Yeah. We'll take that. So anyway, I like this layout a lot better because we're probably going to build more of these forestry farms as we decide we need more things to grow. So we might as well just have them, you know, each farm be its own thing. Yeah? All right. And they're set up identically. No different. Same sort of blocks. Same sort of setup as the other one. It has, you know, the same interface, everything. They're just a little smaller. They're just not quite as big. I'm down with that. That looks good to me. I'm happy. Okay, so that's what we got going on farm-wise. Now today, we got to do some crafting to start off this episode, or I guess we've already sort of started it, but we got to do some crafting to do what we got to do today. I'm debating. Should I do that now, or should I clean up my inventory? I don't know. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is go off camera. Let me get my inventory straightened out. I've got all this junk in here. The other thing that I'm going to need to do sooner than later is get myself another storage drive. You can see this guy's starting to get full. Yeah, it's got a bunch of random junk in here. That's for sure. I'm also spinning out some honeycombs. Get myself some honey drops. By the way, these... Oh, let me show you this right here. It's the greatest thing ever. So, this is beeswax, right? I was looking at recipes for... see what I can make as far as these a storage upgrade. But anyway, if I take these beeswax and go like this, I get a bunch of these wax capsules, 56 of them. And if I go over here and put these in my fluid transposer, right, and I stick them right there, they'll fill up with water. Yeah? Okay. And then I can take one or a couple of those, and let's throw them in here. And if I want to make bog earth, right, I can use wax capsules. Yep. See, there we go. And I can do it that way. Yeah, get a bunch of bog earth. That's awesome. Awesome? That's the word. And then I can use these guys. That way I don't have to keep using tin, right? I can just use wax that I'm getting from my bees. Man, we're just using bees for all kinds of stuff. And now, if I want to go over here, and I can just throw this little bit of bog earth in this chest. Like so. Okay? And it'll pull it up in there and stick it in there and replenish that. Okay? Yeah, see? It's going. I love it. Okay. That's enough farm stuff. We have plenty of time to be working on some of this stuff. And it may be possible that down the road, we may even think, hey, we have bees that can do all this kind of work. We don't even need to have those. So that's my plan. I'm going to be using exports from my bee production to make capsules to make bog earth that I can turn into peat. And then maybe burn that in a combustion engine. So we are going to be producing just another example of how we can make power from our bees. I love it. I love it. How are these guys doing? Not great. This is empty. That's because my crazy tree farm ate up my spruce tree up there. That's one of those little projects I can do off camera. Okay, so we need some gendustry machines. Let me see what we've got here. I said I was going to clean up my inventory, but I just want to, let's see what we could do. So we have this already. We need a genetic sampler. That's the thing we need. How many diamonds do I have? Diamonds. I have 2. Dang it. Hey, what's that? Oh, it's obsidian. Okay. Here, you go away. I don't need you right now. Okay, well, we don't have that many diamonds. Let me see. So for this, let me take a look here. Gendustry. Let's see what we need to do, what we got to do. So we went a genetic sampler. So we need 5 diamonds for that, because we need a diamond here, and we need 1 there. And then I don't think any of this other stuff needs a diamond. No. So that's all basic stuff. And then eventually we're going to need a genetic imprinter. Where's the genetic? It's producer, mutatron, industrial, imprinter. So we're going to need 4 diamonds for the imprinter. Oh my goodness, it's so expensive. I'm so poor. So sampler, I'm going to need 5. So I need 9 diamonds. I think that's going to work out. So let me take all of these combs. We have 60 of these diamond combs. Now we talked about these are production from our diamond bees. And if I take these over here to the centrifuge, and let me take these out and I stick these in. Okay? This thing's going to start cycling through, and we'll see the first one go through, and it's going to give us a little diamond fragment after it actually loads it. Hello, diamond fragment. Yep, so there's a diamond fragment. And if we take 9 of those, we get a diamond. So we have 60 combs. That means we're going to get 60 diamond fragments. So we're going to get 7 diamonds from those cones. 7 plus 2 is 9. And that happens to be exactly how many we need. Except I'm still going to be short, because I need some more stuff. I need some gene samples and some labware. How much labware do I have in here? Oh, that's not enough. All right, well, it sounds like I might have to go do a little bit of mining. Trust me, we're going to take these bees and we're going to jack them up. You know, right now, base diamond bee, it's not doing so great for us, right? It's barely producing any product. It's very slow. We're going to see if we can't crank them up a little bit. Okay, so it looks like I want to have to do a little bit of mining. See if I can find a couple more diamonds. Just a couple, handful. You know, maybe like even, I don't know, 4 would probably be enough for what I need to do. And then we're going to come back. We're going to do some crafting. And we're going to set up those two new machines. And I'm going to show you how we can make, I guess, really start the process to make super bees. Yeah, that's right. I'll see you in just a second. Alrighty, my friends, we're back. Got my inventory cleared out, just like I promised, and I did a little bit of mining, and I now have 18 diamonds. I got 12, I think, down in the mines. I had 2, and then this ended up giving me 6 out of the centrifuge. I didn't do my math right, so 9 times 6 is 54. So I got a couple left over, right? Shard. Yeah, 7 of the, no. Fragment, that's what they are. 6 of those guys left over. Yeah, so 9 times 6 is 54. I had 60, so I got 6 left over. Man, we got to increase, without a doubt, the output. And that's what we're going to start working on right now. So let's make these guys. So we got to make a genetic sampler first of all. Let's get this thing going. So we need to make one of these, which we can do, because we have lots of diamonds now. Nope, sampler. Okay, we need a sturdy casing. Alright. We need a bee receptacle, so that means we need to make one of these. We might as well make a couple of these. I have a feeling we're going to need them. Sampler, okay. Let's make the bee receptacle. Okay, got that done. Sampler. Now we need to make a power module, so that means a couple pistons. 1, 2, okay. And we need to make some bronze gears. Very heavy on bronze around this joint. That's for sure. Okay, we should be able to make this thing now. Nope, we're missing something. Did I make that? Oh, we never made it. Okay, let's make that guy. And then sample. Oh, we're going to need more bronze gears? Do I have some made? Yes. Okay, cool. So there's the genetic sampler. All right, let's also make ourselves a crate. We're going to need a fair amount of storage here. We got to make one of these. Okay. And then we should be able to make this. Okay. And now we can also make, might as well make it, make one of these guys in the eject cover. Okay, so do we have the stuff to make this by chance? We do. Okay. All right, so let me show you how this works. So we're going to put down our genetic sampler right there. You can see it's got a couple different kinds of interfaces there. We're pulling some power out of our network, which is fine, not a problem. And then we're going to go here and we're going to put this eject cover right there. Okay, it kind of works like a transfer pipe. All right, and then we're going to put the small storage crate right there. All right, let's make some more stuff. We have to make some labware. And I don't know, let's make 32 of these guys maybe. Okay, and then we need to make some samples, some blank genetic samples. That's a ton of tin, but we don't need too many of these. Let's make 16 for now, all right? Because you can actually reuse these guys. All right, so if we go back over here to our genetic sampler, these guys go here. No, they go here. These guys go here, okay? And now, if we go find those bees, which I think I didn't put them in here, did I? These sorceress drones? No, okay. Let's go up here and grab these sorceress drones out of here. Right there. What did I do with those other ones? I didn't put them in here? No? Okay, I don't know. I must have stuck them back in there. All right. And now we put these. Now remember, let's look at these guys in our analyzer. We're about to drop some crazy knowledge. Okay, so first of all, these guys have a fertility of 3. So that means every time the queen cycles through, right, we're going to get ourselves 3 drones out of that thing. It also has effect of none. All right, let's go down a little bit. It's diurnal. It's got a climate tolerance of hot and down 2. So it means it can actually get colder. Humidity, it's arid, and it can go up 1. So these are pretty flexible bees, actually. Anything else that we need? Nope. Okay. All right, so now we put these guys in our genetic sampler. And they're going to start running through. You can see it runs through, and it's going to use one of these blank gene samples. And what we're looking for is a sample of one of those traits that we just looked at. So if we take a look here and see, we got tolerates rain, false. Okay, that's not a very good one. That's kind of a junk one. So if we take this guy, what is this one? Temperature tolerance down 2. We might keep that one. Now if I take this guy and I go stick him in our furnace. Oh, does it have to be like some other kind of furnace? I guess it doesn't work well. It's got to be maybe this guy up here. We just need a furnace. Can I put it in here? Yeah. Okay. And then it'll essentially burn that sample and give us our blank one back. That's why we didn't need to make tons and tons of these things, because we just need to have a couple, because we're looking for some very specific traits. And you can probably already think of the trait that I'm looking for. So what I'm looking for is fertility times 3. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to let these run through. I guess we can sit here. Let's go see what we've got so far. Okay. So we have flowering slowest. I don't care about that. Temperature tolerance. I'm going to keep that one. Tolerance rain. Speed slowest. Cave dwelling false. Speed slowest. Effect none. That's actually a good one. We'll keep that one because we're going to need that down the road. Because a lot of these bees, like for instance the ender bee, gives us some crazy effect. Man, it'll kill you. It'll kill you. So the fact that this one is effect none is actually really good. Humidity tolerance. Okay, what we're looking for out of these is fertility times 3. That's what we want. Okay, so let's let this thing cycle through. Oh, hello. Please be quiet, phone. Please be quiet. Dang phone. Forgot to put it on mute. All right, let's see. Territory average, cave dwelling, rain, tolerance, slowest. Okay, let's let these couple run through. We got 3 more. I'll take a little drink of coffee while I'm doing what I need to do. All right. We got, should be, yeah. So let's let these run through, and then we're going to take a look at them. And I'm going to keep the ones I want to keep, right? And I don't know if I really care about keeping the tolerances yet. Let's get one more. We're going to have to make some more labware. Man, it's very diamond intensive. I hope I get the one that I want. Okay, cave dwelling, slowest, effect none. We might as well keep these. I'm not opposed to having multiple versions. So we're starting to get these traits, but most of these traits, no good, right? So we're going to pull all these out, and we're going to take these up here, and we're going to sleep through the night, and we're going to run all those through the furnace, and I'm going to run them through again. And the goal, as I said, was to get ourselves a fertility 3. That's what we're looking to get. Oh my goodness, there's mobs out there all over the place. So I'm going to just start dumping these in here and let them do their deal. So as soon as they run through, I can put 2 more in, and then I'll get all my blank samples back, and we'll do what we need to. So let me run these through a little bit. We don't need to do it all together on camera. Let me get these smelted back up. I'll run them back through the imprinter, see if we can't get the one that we want. And if we get it, or when we get it, not if, when we get it, I'll bring you back, and I'll talk about the next thing that we're going to do, and it's going to be awesome. I'll see you in just a second. Alrighty, my friends, we're back. Now, I let the rest of these samples run through the genetic sampler, have one piece of labware left, have 33 drones, but we got a batch more of our samples. Now, they're nothing too exciting up here at least. So we've got the type of like flowers it needs. This is the trait for just regular flowers. You know, it doesn't need anything like cactus or, you know, end related items, anything like that. Just use regular vanilla flowers. We've got cave dwelling false. That's not great, right? We've got flowering slowest. We don't care about any of these, but the ones we do care about are right down here. So the first one that we got is fertility 3. So this means if we take this trait and apply it to any other bee, it will have fertility 3. And remember, fertility is how many drones it produces. All right, the next sample is the species. Remember, these were sorceress drones that we ran through. So we were able to get the sorceress species. Now, I don't need that because sorceress is not a species that I technically need. But that's an example of one of the traits we get that's going to be very, very important to us very, very soon. And the next one is, of course, these flowers. We have these no effect items, and I got a couple extras. So we've got fertility 3, and we got another species, just so I could pull those out and show you. Of all these samples, these are the ones that we care about. Now, there is a fertility 4, but for our purposes, we don't need that. We just need to be able to produce tons of drones. We need to produce more drones than we need, so we get a surplus of drones, and 3 is enough. I think wintry bees actually have fertility 4, so you could breed up a bunch of those, get a bunch of extra drones, run those through the sampler, and get fertility 4. And maybe we want to do that. But at some point down the road, we'll actually want to apply fertility 1 to these bees, because we don't want tons of extra drones. We just want them to cycle through over and over and over again. We don't want to fill up our apiaries with extra drones. We just want to have, you know, a like closed loop there. So now if we take these guys, the ones that we need, so we need fertility, we want flowers, we want effect none, right? So these 3. These other ones are just, we'll probably keep this one and this one. Species we don't need, species we don't need, because I don't need a sorceress bee. Okay, so now we need to make one more item, which is a genetic template, okay, which is this guy right here. All right, so it's pretty pricey. It takes a diamond, but we can make one. So we're going to make the genetic template, okay? And now if you take this template, it's blank, right? And if we put effect none, all right, and then we can put fertility and we can put flowers, bang. Okay, now if we take a look at this guy, right, you see that it doesn't have all of the traits filled out. It just has flowers, fertility, and effect. But you can see what the other ones are, right? Species, never sleeps, so it works at night. Flowering, speed, humidity tolerance, lifespan, tolerates rain, territory, cave dwelling, which means you can run them inside. You don't need sunlight for them. And then temperature tolerance. So the only ones that we really care about for this round is fertility 3 and the effect none, and flowers being the flower of choice there. Okay, so now we need to make one more machine, which is a genetic imprinter. This guy. Okay, so we need one of these genetics processors. We're burning through some of our diamonds, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. We need a couple bee receptacles. So we made those extra weighted pressure plates for this purpose. And then we need a sturdy casing. Okay. And we need some bronze gears. Oh man, I hope I have enough bronze. I knew I was going to be in trouble. That's okay, we can make some more. I'm going to have to do some mining. I'm going to have to get myself some copper. I'm short. How about just a stack? I think we can get there. Yeah, okay. So let's get this imprinter fired back up again. That's that imprinter. Okay. So we need some more bronze gears. That's probably enough. Okay, what do we still need here? So we need whatever the thing, it's the power module. Okay. So we need a couple pistons. 1, 2. And then we should be able to make this. Okay. Now, can we make this guy? Do we have enough bronze gears? We do. So now we have the genetic imprinter. Oh, yeah. All right, now, check this out. So if we go and put this guy, do we want to put it right here? Yeah, okay. So he fills up with power. Now, it requires some stuff, right? So we need some labware. Let's get some labware. Let's make ourselves like 32 labware. That'll be good. All right, so these guys go in there. All right, and we also need to apply our template. Okay, so there's our template. Flowers, effect none, fertility 3. Now, if we go get ourselves a bee, and it could be any bee that we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself... where's my ender? I have an ender... ender queen? Here, let me sort these. Do I have an ender queen? I thought I did. Ender princess, imperial queen, industrious. Let me take a look at this guy. Okay, let me just run this guy through our deal here. Yeah, so you can see that first of all, this Ender Princess has a fertility of 1, which means no matter how long you let this thing run through the machine, it's never going to produce any drones, right? It's going to produce 1 drone each time. That's going to combine with the princess, and you're going to have a queen. So you're never going to get a surplus. But the lifespan of this guy is longer, which means it lives a long time, which is actually something that we want, because that trait is really good. Because if we get our production... So they have slow production, longer life. So what we want is long life and fast production. And those two traits combined with fertility and no effects and needs flowers will end up making it so these bees produce a ton, right? And then you can also put those in with your other machines. Man, it's nighttime again. So you can put those in with those other upgrades that we did in last episode, where we increase productivity, do all those different things, right? Those are huge. All right, so let me get myself a drone, an ender drone. Now I got to be a little careful because I don't want to die, because that ends trait is pretty insane. So we want to make sure that we do. Actually, I think we have to do it to both. I don't know if we can do it to a princess or not. Let's take a look here and see. Do I have a queen? Do I have a queen somewhere? There's those sorceress drones I was looking for earlier. Do I have a queen? I thought for sure I had an ender queen. Let's see. No, I don't. Okay. Well, let's go make one really quick, and then we'll see what we can actually apply this to. So let's get ourselves another Ender Princess. By the way, if you're going to be applying genetic templates, you want to make sure you're using a pristine bee. If you use a regular bee, it has a chance of essentially giving you genetic waste, right? Which is this little sad guy right there, right? This little guy right there. You don't want that. So we want to make sure that we apply our templates to pristine bees. That way we can get, we're sure not to have something happen to our sort of, in some cases, expensive bees, right? So if I go here and I put this and this in there, I'm going to let it combine, and I'm immediately going to take it out because it's going to kill me if I don't. Okay, take the queen out. See how much damage that took? That's that ends effect. We need to get rid of that thing for sure. Okay, so let's go see what we can apply our template to. We have a couple pieces of labware, so we should be able to do what we need to. By the way, these templates don't get consumed. They're yours forever. So once you get a perfect template, you can essentially keep it and just keep applying bees to it. Okay, so now if I put this Ender Queen in here, okay, Queen won't go. Okay, Queen won't go. So Princess will go, though. So she's going to cycle through, and then we're going to run the drone through as well. So we just found out that it can't be a queen, which is actually interesting. I guess it kind of makes sense. So we're going to run the princess through, and she's going to get her chromosomes are going to get realigned. We're going to genetically manipulate her to give us lots of drones. Okay, so now if I look at her, right, I'll put her in the analyzer. Now she's got fertility 3, effect none, flower type flowers. So that's a big difference between this guy, right? Flower type is end, fertility is 1, effect is ends. So now we essentially have a bee that we can put anywhere we want to, as long as we're tolerant, right? Same thing here for this drone. Let me just run him through the thing and see. So he's got fertility, he's got no effects, and he's got a longer lifespan, and he's also got flowers as his flower type. So now, now if we go up here and we put this guy in here, right? We put this one. Uh-oh. What happened to my drone? Oh, he's still in here. Come out of here, drone. And I put this guy in here. So now, remember we put those guys over there in that apiary over there, and we almost got ourselves killed to death? Check this out. Look, it's using flowers to pollinate. We're not getting any effects. And then when we wait for this thing to cycle through, man, it's going to be awesome. All right, while that's running, let me go over here and look at my crazy farm. We got some weird stuff happening here for sure. I'm out of ball girth, I think. Let's go see what the deal is here. So, I would assume I'm out of ball girth. Yeah, but I've got tons of peat. Oh, I love that. Okay. Everything's good here except for that. And then let's go down here and look. This guy, what's his deal? Oh, nothing. It should be. Yeah, he's still working. Right? He doesn't have any errors. Oh my goodness. 31,000% hydration required because we're in the middle of the desert. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Yeah, this thing's still working. So we're getting... Oh, I wanted to do this. Let me take this. Take one of these. Put it in here. Whitelist that. Okay, so now we should be pulling all those ender lilies across. Yeah. And they're going to get put back in the farm. And they should get... That'll replant the farm. So we got that happening. That's exactly what we want. So now these farms are working pretty good. We need to come down and figure out a method to get ourselves a bunch of ball girth. Just so that peat farm can run. I don't think we're going to need to run it forever. But we're definitely going to need to run it for a while, I think. Okay. Good? Yeah. It's putting those right in there. That's fine. That's perfect. Alright, I guess I can make some more ball girth if I wanted to. Let me show you how this thing works. How's this guy doing? Is he doing alright? Yeah, not quite done. It's got long life. So, we should probably see if we can't find the trait of, like, short life. We didn't have that already, did we? Well, I sort of want that longer life trait. Yeah, so we actually want to get that because our final product is going to require that sample. For our, like, breeding process and trying to multiply drones and all that good stuff, you know, we don't need to have all that stuff. Okay, bog earth. Let me make a bunch of this. Can I make some? Do I have some more of these capsules? No. Do I have them in here? Yes. Okay. Alright, we'll put these in there and we'll just make a bunch. Okay, that should be good. Alright, let's go up here and put this in the farm while that ender bee is doing her deal. So you remember the first time we looked at that ender bee, her fertility rate was 1. So she was never ever going to make us an extra copy of her drones. But now we're going to get tons and tons of drones that have a long life trait, right? So I think you could probably get an idea of where I'm going here, right? So as we continue to get the traits that we need, we're going to keep applying them to our genetic templates, and then essentially we're going to have a super bee that will produce drones if we want. It will use flowers. It can work at night. It can work in caves. It can work wherever we want it to work. And it's just going to run and run and run, and we're going to hopefully be able to increase our production. Now there's one more tool that we need to build that we haven't, well actually we can use the imprinter, because you remember the species trait? So let's say I had a whole bunch of diamond drones, right? And I ran them through the genetic sampler and I extracted from those diamond drones the species diamond. And then I applied that to a template. I can actually take any pristine bee that I want. Doesn't matter which one. I can take any one. Like I can take this. Let me see. Do I have a pristine one? Yeah. I can take. Well, no. I can take like this Sorcerer's Princess right here, and apply the trait of species diamond. And then it will convert this thing into a pristine diamond bee. So I can essentially multiply my bees, the number of diamond bees, as long as I have pristine princesses that I can use, and drones. And it doesn't matter which, right? I can use regular drones, I can use hive bees, I can use whatever, and I can have stacks on stacks of diamond bees with genetically manipulated traits so they produce more they have a longer lifespan, they're fast producers, and they just grind and grind and grind. So we can sort of overcome some of these inbred issues with the bees, right? Oh, I love it. It makes me happy. So my farm is filling out here. This guy's happy, right? He's got tons of ball girth. It's replacing all that dirt. That's going in the chest down there, and we're going to be able to get some more peat out of this guy. Yeah. Working like a dream. This is working like a dream as well. Harvesting away. Got tons of ender lilies in there, so if we ever have any extra ones, we should be good to go. This is probably going to fill up with ender lilies, so I don't know. We got to keep an eye on it and make sure that it still needs them. So that's working like a dream. Okay, do we get multiple copies of these ender bees? Let's go see. Not yet. Almost done. So because this thing's got a fertility level of 3, we're also going to get the diurnal and nocturnal traits from this bee as well. So that means our bees will work 24 hours a day. We don't have to worry about it. And then if we get the cave-dwelling one, we can build our apiaries underground, and they don't even need to see sunlight. Okay, yeah. See, so now we have 2 drones. We made 3 drones. One of them combined with the princess to give me a queen. Same base information, right? Fertility 3, all that good stuff. And it gave me 2 extra drones. So when I get a stack of those drones, I'm essentially going to repeat that process, get more traits that I want, and then we're just going to keep building a super genetic template, and then it's going to be super bee time. All right, so I'm going to let this run for a little while. I'm going to probably just go do a little bit of mining while that thing's running. I still need some more diamonds. Man, we're not at the point yet where we're going to have all the materials that we need. Keep an eye on these farms, making sure everything's good there. Let this ender bee run through, a couple times, get a bunch of extra drones, and then we're going to come back and we're going to run those through the genetic template and see if we can get at least our diamond bees producing multiple drones, because the ultimate search there is for the diamond bee species. Okay, so let me do that. I'll be back with you in just a second. Alrighty, my friends, we are back. Man, I've been grinding out some bees, that's for sure. And I think, finally, we have a half-decent genetic template that we can apply to our diamond bees. So let me show you what I've got. I've got never sleeps true, which means it will work all day, every day, day and night, doesn't matter. The speed of this bee is fast, which means its production cycle is about as short as you can possibly get it. There's a couple that are shorter, and we're going to be working towards those bees as well. But it's pretty quick. And then I've got lifespan shortest. So these bees won't live very long. They'll produce pretty quickly, which means we're going to be cranking out tons and tons of diamond drones here pretty shortly. Fertility 3, cave dwelling true, which means technically we could bring this thing inside if we wanted to. We don't even have to have it outside anymore. Oh, I love it. I love it. I got that fastest trait, by the way, or the short life and fast production from cultivated bees. So you get both of those from those as well. So I made one more machine as well when I was off messing around and waiting for bees, and that's the genetic transposer. Now the genetic transposer, let's say we have a trait. By the way, I've got the species cultivated, and why that's so important is if we take a look here at cultivated bees, there's all of these types of bees that it produces, right? That it's part of the breeding cycle. So common and cultivated gives me noble, noble and cultivated gives me majestic. You have diligent, you have unweary, sinister. I guess 2 different ways to get sinister. You've got fiendish. Obviously, we've got diamond that we've got right now. We've got excited bees. We've got derpious, eldritch bees, which we're going to be needing pretty soon. And you got a bunch of different ways to get eldritch. And then esoteric, charmed, and aluminum. So we can make an aluminum bee if we wanted to. But the cool thing is because we have this bee species cultivated, we can make a genetic template, change the species to cultivated of any bee that we want to by using the genetic imprinter. So we don't have to worry about breeding up those, right? We're going to do the same thing for common. We're going to get ourselves some common bees. We're going to try to get the common species. And I think it's important for all like the low level ones that we grind out all the different species. That way we don't have to like worry about breeding forest and meadows and common and all that kind of stuff. We can essentially skip that step by having the species. But I made this genetic transposer, and what it allows me to do, let's say I have a blank gene sample, right? And I'm getting ready to apply this to like a template. So once you apply it to a template, it's gone. You can't get this guy back. But the genetic transposer allows me to make a copy of it. So if I go here to my genetics or genetic imprinter, grab a piece of labware and put this cultivated bee species in here, you'll see that it'll run through and it'll make a duplicate. So now I have a duplicate copy of that cultivated species, which is pretty cool actually. So I could do all these. So there's the speed fast trait. It's how fast the production cycle is. So where this speed fast trait is so important is if we have a long life of a bee, right? The speed, the being fast, will try to produce over and over and over and over for the life of that bee until it cycles through. So what you really want, like a perfect bee, is the longest possible life and the fastest speed. That way it lives for a long time, and then during that lifespan it's continually checking to see if it can produce something. So we're going to get there. We're going to try to get the fastest possible bee speed that we can get and the longest possible life, and then eventually we'll apply those to our diamond bees, and we'll have essentially a bee that produces lots and lots and lots of stuff during its lifetime. I love it. I love it. So what we need to do though is we need to go to our genetic imprinter, and we're going to take our diamond drone and we're going to apply this template to it. Okay, so this guy now will be, he'll be fast, he'll have a short lifespan, and he'll produce 3 drones over and over and over and over again. And what I'm going to do between the episodes is I'm going to run these guys through this process, and I'm going to produce me a stack or maybe multiple stacks of diamond drones. And then we're going to run them through the genetic extractor, this thing, the sampler, and we're going to get ourselves the diamond bee species. Okay? And we're going to take that diamond bee species, and then we can apply that to a template, right? And we can produce copies of diamond bees. We don't need to do any more breeding. We can just make them. It's awesome. And so that's actually something that's pretty handy. So for example, let's say for example, let me go up here and get something. So I'm looking around in my deal here. I've got an unweary princess, but I don't have any unweary drones, right? I've got a modest princess here. I've got an ancient queen. I've got whatever else I may have, right? I've got a water princess. If I can get the species, right, I can just produce these. I can produce them forever. And I never ever have to breed to that level if I can get the species. So that's what we're going to be working on, and a lot of that's going to be like during episodes, between episodes. You know, we're not just going to sit here 24 hours a day on every episode from here on out and just make ourselves bee copies, right? But I'm going to be working on that in the background. So here's our diamond princess, right? Short life, fast production, fertility 3x. Okay, and then if I look at the same thing for my diamond drone, I get the same statistics, right? Short life, fast, and of course they're still pristine. So we are going to be able to produce tons and tons of diamond drones with the whole purpose of this process is to be able to get ourselves the diamond bee species. So I'm going to stick him in here. He's going to do his deal. He's going to combine. I'm going to go here and pull all these out because I want to be able to start collecting some diamond combs. So now I have a diamond queen. Oh, let me get this out of here. And he's got automation upgrade. Okay, he's good. Okay, so now we just got to wait for this guy to run. He has a short life and he's a fast worker. Yeah. It makes me happy. It sure does. And now we can apply that same template to whatever bees that we want to. So for example, let's say, I think I said for example already, I want to make some unwearies, right? I have a princess, but I don't know if I have an unweary drone This may not be the best example. I may have to actually breed myself an unwearied drone to be able to get what I need. Okay, so maybe he's not the best example. Let's see. I have a tolerant princess. Do I have a tolerant drone? No. I have a Rocky Queen. I have a Resilient. Anyway, we could take any one of these bees and apply that genetic template to make it so it'll start producing copies of itself, with the entire goal just to get the species. That's what we want. So this thing's going right along. I want to sort of wait till it finishes. I know I'm not even going to say it. You guys yell at me every time I say it, so I'm not going to. We're just rolling right along in this episode, taking care of business. We're going to put some of these combs away. We got to get those processed pretty soon as well. This is my genetic template. Here's my cultivated queen. Here's this, some stuff here. I'll just put these in here. That's fine. Industrious. All right, come on, Diamond Bee. Do your thing. So first of all, it's coming up on night, right? The Diamond Bee don't care. He's still rocking and rolling. And it's going to... Oh, look, it made a comb already. And it hasn't even cycled through its life the first time. It's because that fast update tries to do it over and over and over again throughout the life of the bee. So that's awesome. So the goal here is to be able to make tons and tons of diamond bees and then start raking in the diamonds. And that's what we're going to be working on over the next couple episodes. I just want this to finish so we can call it a done deal for this one. Genetic manipulation. It's kind of hardcore if you think about it, man. We're changing the chromosomes of these crazy bees and making them be something they're not supposed to be. But I don't care. I'm trying to produce all my resources directly from these bees. That's what I'm talking about. That's for sure. Oh, look, see? There we go. We cycled through. We have an extra diamond. We have 2 diamond drones, and it's a queen. So now these are extra. These are bonus for us. We can go put these into our analyzer. Take a look here, right? So he has species diamond. That's what we're going to try to get. Effect none, fertility. So all of these things are still the same. The tolerance levels, diurnal, nocturnal, tolerant flyer, cave dwelling. So these things can fly in the rain, they can fly at night, they can work during the day, and they can be underground. What kind of flowers does it need? Just regular flowers, right? So one of these guys right here is all I'm going to need. Oh, man, I love it. I think we're going to call it a done deal for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. Thanks for going down the genetic manipulation path with me. Hope you learned something. I had a good old time. Until next time, please remember to be cool. Don't be a fool. And from the DW20 1.12 modded Minecraft server, man, we are messing with genetics. I guess we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.